All right. Beats the heck out of Wednesday night. Just getting right back on the winning side of things, and that's the name of the game at this time of year. You just got to find a way to win. And it's what we've created. This expectation we're supposed to win by X amount. Like, hey, this team's got really good. This league's got really good coaches and really good players, and they're all hard, right? And it doesn't matter how many you win them by. You got a one goes on the left of the hyphen and the right of the hyphen. And we just needed to, after coming off that performance on Wednesday night, we needed to find a way to get back on the left side of the hyphen. And you can say, hey, we didn't guard as well. There's probably some accuracy to that. But I tell you what, ETSU played really well, and they got going. I mean, they're 10 for 20 from three, right? And they hit a couple tough ones, right? And there was some adversity in the course of the game. We get down 3 late, and we respond, and then we went on a run to close the game out, and that's what you have to do. And I remember you go back in time and you just think about, you just at this point in the year, right? Margins are small, right? Margins are small. We had to win it with our offense tonight, and then we had to find some type of point in that game just to get some consecutive stops. Unfortunately, that's what we did late. But 1.31 on offense, that's one of our better offensive performances of the year. And I told the team this morning, I said, look, we just got to go find a way to win. And when all the teams today that played, if we win tonight, there's only 4 teams with 22 wins. All right, that's Houston, that's Purdue, that's Drake, and that's Furman. That's a pretty good list, right? So, if we go take care of business and do what you're supposed to do, and let's not hang our head. Let's not mope about what happened, right? We just got to go respond to it. And, we found a way to win there late. 5 double-figure scores. We had 20 assists, which was a huge emphasis coming off of Wednesday's loss. I thought the ball was really sticky in Charleston. I didn't think we played well together. I didn't think the ball moved. We only turned it over 5 times tonight, and everybody contributed, right? And, we'll get some things figured out defensively. We probably need a little bit of rest. We practiced pretty hard the last couple of days, as you would expect. And, but we got to rest up. We got to get some skill and some weights and some film tomorrow, and then make sure we get back to work and focus on what we got to do on Wednesday night.
Coach, they missed 3 straight shots in the first 5 minutes. They didn't miss 3 consecutive shots again until the end when they missed the last 4. Timing's everything, right?
Timing's everything, and you just got to. I kept, it felt a little bit like the other night. We led for 22 minutes in Charleston, and we lose, and it kind of had that same feeling like they got off to a quick start, and then once we got the game, to even, then we'd get up, and then they make a run, then we get up, and it kept it's like even after halftime, we go up 6 with the free throws, and then they, we got the ball on a push, and I feel like it's Marcus and Slaw. It's like, man, we're going to go up 7 here, and Marcus, doesn't deliver the ball and gets deflected, and they go down to score, and now it's back to 3, and look, at this point in the year, the big games are going to be hard, right? They are. Like this, that's what this time of year is about, right? That's why everybody watches it, right? You don't watch it for the blowouts. You watch it because it's going to be great basketball. And, so we had to answer some bells tonight. Seymour made that 3, and they go up 3. And with all the emotion and with all the energy and getting down, right, you can easily go down and have a bad possession, and now they got the momentum and they got hope. But, man, Garrett steps into a ball and bangs it, ties the game, and from there we close the game out.
Coach, this game sort of reminded me of a game a couple years ago against Western Carolina with Dotson. And when you have a guy like Haynes for them or Dotson that puts pressure on you, does that kind of open up their perimeter shooting and lead to a game to where they might be 10 of 20 shooting from long range?
I don't know. I mean, we tried to double on baseline side just like we did in game 1. We didn't get to it quick enough. We quite frankly didn't do a great job of it. He was in a flow tonight. Now we did get a key turnover on him late, and but look, he just played tonight. I mean, he did. And you think of some of the threes, some of them were obviously bad defense on our part. But, man, they banked in one with a second on the shot clock first half. I don't think Janskins has shot a 3 this year, right? And he shoots it and nails it. Now some of the ones they got in the second half, King's dribbling to the left corner, jumps up there, shoots it, right? Tippler shoots one right in Ben's face. They played really aggressive, and they played with a lot of freedom. And listen, those guys got some talent now. There's no doubt about it. And we knew that. We knew that going into the game. And I think when you're 10 from 20 from 3, and you got a post player playing that effective, and Seymour's doing what he's doing, I thought Seymour played really well. I thought he got some baseline cut action on us. I thought we lost vision on the weak side. I didn't think we chased well tonight. They were really killing us on the strong side split action, and we just it was just like, man, like, just get some consecutive stops, and you got to give them credit. We couldn't, and but you know what? It's a mission-driven game. Find a way to win it, and just like we did that night, didn't look like it was going to end well. And Jordan Lyons hit that huge three, to send it into overtime. We found a way to win it. Fortunately tonight, we didn't need overtime, but man, give them a lot of credit. I mean, they were 1.25 on offense, so had to help the TV ratings.
Well, it was sort of a game where, it looked as if Furman was playing tremendous offensively, but not so well defensively. As a matter of fact, East Tennessee often looked like y'all played against somebody on their end. But I thought that you mentioned just having 5 turnovers. Never mind that you had 2 in the first 2 possessions and only 3 the rest of the game.
How about that? Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we throw the ball over early. Poor Rhett leaves his feet. He was either going to turn that ball over, or it was going to get blocked.
Sort of the senior thing. You recall the first turnover was Slauson trying to hit Bothwell, and then it was Rhett, surprisingly, all alone with nowhere.
Well, we had a back cut play on to start the game, and I thought we could get it, and the ref was in my line. I thought Mike was behind the guy, and I'm not sure what happened on the pass, but so from that point forward, yeah, I mean, we turned over 3 times, and that was key. I mean, you look at it. We got a lot of shots at the rim. Half our shots tonight came at the rim, and we shot basically 43% of our shots from 3 and 48% of our shots at the rim, which is what we want to do. And it wasn't an unbelievable shooting night for us, 31%, but we didn't turn it over. We had a 67% basket assist rate, and sometimes that's what you just gotta figure it out. And so the ball movement tonight was much better, right, than the other night. And the other night, I mean, that was the biggest shocker just watching it on film, and where I just wish I'd have done a better job in game, but the ball just did not move second half. And but tonight it did. And man, how many back cuts did we get off that little Horns back cut? I mean, I think G and Slaw both got dunks on it, and we cut harder, we moved it better, we drove it with more connection, and we still played some pretty good basketball in transition. And like I said, we needed every single one of them. So, it's one of those nights where you just want to find a way to win. There's a lot of noise around the game. Senior night, all the energy into that, national TV, home game, coming off a loss, right? What's the response going to be? And, I didn't think we got off to the best start, but give our guys credit. When we had to get stops there late, we did, and we found a way to pull out a win.
When you can kind of compare last game to this game, because it's just the natural thing to do, especially when the last game's a loss. Yeah, especially in the second half of this game, we got more second chance points. I don't think he had any second chance points in the first half. He got 8. I know you want more than that, but it's an improvement. And then shot free throws better. And I thought the biggest thing tonight was the bench. And even if you don't count Garrett Haynes' points as bench points, you still had 35, total with Haynes 13 or whatever. So the bench. And it just seems like that's kind of when the bench scores that many, y'all have pretty good success. Yeah, I
mean, when we all contribute, right? Like, and that's what I thought was key tonight. Everybody did something well, and the bench is engaged. I mean, the bench didn't score well in Charleston. We didn't play well, and they played great. But it's good to see a group learn from that, right? That's what you want to do, right? Like, hey, losses are inevitable. Okay, it's happened 7 times this year to us. Okay. So you got to lose well, right? You got to be able to look at it and figure out what we got to do. We panicked a little bit, right? We didn't have great emotional energy. We played the game a little bit scared to lose, especially in the second half. Well, guess what? You get in halftime tonight, what was the margin? It was +2. What was the margin in Charleston? +2, okay? We're shooting 50%. What were we shooting at Charleston at halftime? 50%, right? So it was a good thing for us to be able to go into halftime and say, hey, all right, here we go. Like, we talk about learning from hard, right? Like, what's the response going to be coming out of here? Okay, like, are we going to go in panic mode? Are we going to go and try to play hero ball? Are we not going to pass it, not going to move it? Or are we just going to go try to play our basketball? And, we had 10 assists in the first half the other night, right? And we finished, like, tonight, okay, you get 20, right? And so that was good. I mean, they had us on the glass for most of the night. It was good to see us win the glass. And like you said, eluding those 4 stops and then being able to get possession on the boards there was huge. And, look, it's every game stands on its own 2 feet. I'm a big believer in that, and it doesn't matter what happened last game, the next game, 3 games ago. You get in that game. It only matters who's better for those 40 minutes, and sometimes it's hard to convince young players of that, right? That if this thing was just static, like my son, he likes to simulate those games, on the PlayStation or whatever. Like, there's no simulations out here. Like, you got to go play, and and you go out there and you play, and guys get going and they start feeling good and they get off to a good start. Well, you got to figure it out, but it's what makes people keep coming back, and it's great to see again another big time atmosphere. It could have been the difference, right? Like, I mean, Slaw gets that dunk to go up 6 and the place erupts, and the energy, right? The fans, how loud it is in there, how full it is in there, could have been the difference, and so we're thankful of that. And my challenge is we got to fill this thing up Wednesday. Like, we got to fill this thing up Wednesday. And I'm not going to quite go on a rant like I'm going to go on with the team, but nothing matters except Wednesday. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to read about it. I don't want to hear nothing about it. Right? We got to go 1-0 on Wednesday night, and that's all that matters. Right? And the fan base has to understand that. Like, we got to pack this place. Okay. You can look at the scores, right? Mercer had the lead on Sanford late, right? Just a couple weeks ago, and they've got good players, and Greg's a great coach, and they're going to come in here trying to find a win. I can guarantee you that. And so we can't look at this. We've obviously got to learn from that, right? Like, we got to put full attention on this game, and as a fan base, bring your friends, students. We need you out here. We need you out here early. It's the last time we get to come in Timmons Arena, right? And let's show out for our team. Let's get this place packed. Let's have a lot of fun on Wednesday. And from this point forward, man, it's a bunch of 1-0 seasons, right? You just got to – it's 1-game seasons. You got to figure out a way to go 1-0.
Coach, our team's guarding Mike a little bit different. I noticed he doesn't seem to be shooting with quite as much. I think he only took 5 shots at the Citadel. I didn't see it tonight, but one benefit of that has been his passing. I thought the assist that he had in the first half was one of the best passes I've seen all year. Could you just talk about how he's adjusted? And I think lately he's been providing in other areas where maybe not so much at scoring.
Well, look, you either impact winning or you don't, right? That's the bottom line. So he's +6 tonight. That's the highest plus-minus on our team, right? Like, are they playing him different? I don't think so. I mean, are they trying to be physical with him? Yes, right? But I feel like people have been trying to do that all year. Are they maybe sending a guy in the paint to flow to his drives? Maybe, But tonight he gets 4 assists, right? He hits the free throw to close the game. He goes 5 for 6 from the free throw line. I think he needs to trust his 3 a little bit more. I do. And I told him that the other day. I think when he gets his legs under his ball and he elevates and he's smooth up top, I think he's a good shooter. And I think he needs to trust it. I think he needs to believe in it. And, sometimes scores go through different little stretches. But I can promise you this, it's not going to last long, And he's somebody, there's a reason he's just a little bit south of 2,000 here. He knows how to score the ball. And, but the beauty of teams, right? I mean, that's what's made this team so good, that he can go tonight and have 9 points and we score 83. And so 9 points, right? You still score 83. Like, yeah, I mean, if he gets going and he gets, but then another guy steps up, right? And so, that's what you have to have at this time of year, because there's going to be nights where somebody's going to take your best player out or somebody's going to have an off-shoot night. The best teams that can survive this point in the year and find ways to win is when you have other guys stepping up. And you see that. I mean, Alex Williams just hit 2 monster threes, right? Just huge threes. Ben hit a 3. Ben had some nice plays. You look, Tyrese had some big moments in the first half. Carter's able to give JP a spell, let him rest a little bit. And so the bench is just growing up. And Mike's going to be just fine. I know this. I wanted him out there as much as I could have him out there. And he brings a spirit. He brings a leadership to our team. And he's going to be fine. He's going to be just fine. So he's been the top of the scouting report all year. You know, it's not like everybody just woke up last week and decided Mike's a pretty good player, right? Like, it doesn't matter who we're playing. Like, everybody's been keying on Mike. And so he's used to that. He just, you know, I credit him tonight for not forcing. Right, I credit him tonight for not forcing, but I do want to see him jump up there and shoot that three because, you know, I know at the end of the day, right, he can make that, and he'll be ready. He'll be ready. He's a winner, and that's what I'm gonna miss him most about him. You know, I mean, just thinking about all three of those guys. You know, they mean a lot to me personally. I've been around him for 5 years, and you know, he's a guy that smiles. He's a guy that just figures out what he's got to do better, what's next. Coach, how do we get better? You know, like those guys didn't mope after Wednesday night. They came in here on Friday and Saturday and got after it. And, you know, so Mike's going to be just fine.
This is sort of the obvious, what you just said about Bothwell. The offense seems fully weaponized in that everyone out there, I mean, I believe you've had 5 players in double figures 3 of the last 4 games. And so, you know, when you have a team that has so many people who can put points up, invariably it's going to balance out some. And people, I mean, right now the offense looks like everyone is taking what they've got and with confidence. McGee seems just completely authoritative running the offense. I mean, it just seems like to me that, at least offensively, the team is fully weaponized, as I said.
Well, I mean, I think that's guys just growing in confidence and, you know, continuing to stay in the gym and continuing to stay with their routines. And, you know, we're just best when the ball's moving. And teams are going to scout and teams are going to take stuff away. We're gonna call things to get Mike the ball in certain spots on the floor. But, you know, tonight, I mean, we went to a little pin down handoff for him that he loves right there at the top of the key, and they committed 2 guys. Well, guess what? He found G for a layup. That's a good play. You know, like they're going to commit 2 guys and G rolls and he's wide open. Well, the right play is to throw it to G, and you know that's, and then you put that on film and then they got to decide, hey, do we want to commit 2 guys to him? And I think that's when we're at our best, when that ball is just moving freely, and you know, when we're spacing the floor and we're cutting the floor and we're moving it and it's going side to side. Eventually, you know, if you don't turn the ball over, right? I mean, we got 61 cracks at it tonight. You know, we got 61 cracks at it and we shot 20 free throws. And, you know, when you have that many opportunities, you got good players that get in here and work, like, you're probably going to make enough shots. I mean, think about that. We shoot 30% from 3, and we score 83. I mean, you know, like, I don't know. Like, you look on the box score, and you got basically 5 guys in double figures, and Mike's with 9. You know, so it puts the stress when people are trying to scheme against you. You know, they got to decide, right? What are we going to do? And that's where we take a lot of pride in just trusting the movement, right? The open guy's the go-to guy, and we'll figure out in the game who's flowing, who's getting going. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, we got a lot of guys that can make plays.
Coach, how do you and your staff, along with your players, keep things emotionally in check on senior night? I mean, I see Jalen's folks here all the time because they're here, and then, you know, you don't see Rhett's dad much because he's a little busy coaching, but, like, you know, Mike's family's here from Ohio and everything. And there's senior night moments, and you know, you go to these people's homes and you recruit their kids, and you see again on senior night. How do you keep your emotions in check? You know, because you got to be the leader of to keep everybody's emotions in check.
Well, I think the key to it is, the longer I've done it, this might be their final hurrah in terms of like the game at Timmons, but their journey's not over yet, you know. And I think we always have a big brunch on graduation day, and you know, it's in May, it's away from the season. You know, we do a big video, we give speeches, you know, we honor them again in a very intimate fashion with just our program. But that's when they're completing what they came here to do, right? To get a degree, to compete for championships, to have an unbelievable student experience, right? And to put them in a program that's going to equip them for whatever they have to do next. And so when I walk out there, their journey's not over here. And as cliche it might sound, like they're always part of this program. And so while we honor them, you know, as their quote unquote last game, their legacy will remain, right, and their presence in our program will remain. And they'll always be welcome here, right? And they're always going to be family. And it helps you get through it a little bit to be like, hey, this isn't going to be the last time I see him, right? This isn't going to be the last time he's in this gym, you know? And they're forever a part of this. And so it's emotional. I mean, Slaw's out there tearing up before the game. You know, as a coach, I wish we could do it after the game. You know, I mean, it's like, let's get the game over and then let's do it. We're actually doing that. We're going to Younts and we're all eating together and all their families are eating. And it's going to be a fun night of celebration. But it does bring some emotion. I mean, it does. And you got to be able to get through that. And I probably should have talked about it more today. I kind of left it that we had enough. We had enough to figure out that I wanted it to feel like just the next game. But maybe I should have talked about it a little bit more, you know, just managing that emotion, because I will say this, we did not handle the first 4 minutes of the game very well at all, in my opinion. All right, let's all get out here on Wednesday. Let's have another fun one.